ध्यानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कथामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So today's topic is balancing spiritual life and material life. So I'm just dedicating this session to my Guru Maharaj and Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada. So before we jump into thinking about balancing spiritual and material life, let's see the definition for spiritual and material life given by Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada says in his lectures, spiritual life is something that like when we are trying to become servant of the Lord. But material life means like we are trying to lord over all the material resources. We are trying to become the enjoyer. We are trying to become the owner and proprietor. So we're trying to exploit everything. And also he mentions like the activities are both same, but the consciousness with which we are doing the activity, that's what is making the difference. So when we are doing the activity thinking I'm the servant of the Lord, without mercy of Krishna I won't be able to do this. That is the attitude for spiritual life. But if we do the same activity thinking, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm the enjoyer, I'm going to enjoy the results of this, I'm very much attached to it. So that's material life. So thinking about this material life and spiritual life, there are two categories of people we would have normally seen. What they do is that, like, either they will go to one extreme, do more spiritual extreme, more sadhana, more of association of devotees, but they don't care about like the material like to do the duty like ashrama and those kind of things. So what will happen is they will not have any emotional feeling or well-being. They don't care their depends. They don't care about financial things. So that kind of extreme. So which we should avoid actually, because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, some shlokas, like he mentions, we have to maintain a strike a balance. And another extreme is material extreme. So we see people who are like just they have bhakti in heart. Okay, I'll keep it in my heart. I don't need to expose it outside like antimala, or I don't need to wear tilak. I don't want to I'll keep it in my heart. I don't want to hurt anybody. As long as I do my job, that's fine. And I don't need to go to temple. I don't need to go and associate with devotees like that. So we should avoid both. This either do material extreme or in the spiritual extreme. We should not be in, going in any both of these extremes should be avoided. So for this, think of some nice analogies. I can think of is like. Say, for example, we have a balloon and we are trying to blow it. And when we blow, if we blow too much, it will burst. And if we don't blow enough air, it will become very soggy. So that should be right amount of air inside the balloon so that we can decorate nicely. Similarly, like if we take in Srimad Bhagavatam, it's mentioned like Krishna has positioned the Mother Earth in a perfect angle. Even if it's 1 degree closer to the sun, we would have all been vaporized. And if it's 1 degree far away from the sun, then we will all be frozen to death. So that's how Krishna is positioning the earth. And another example we can think of is like, say there's a two tracks and a train going on the track. So one track is like our material and other spiritual. So if we don't balance it nicely, our Krishna conscious journey will not be very smooth and nice. So these kind of things we can keep in mind and um, meditate on how to balance material and spiritual life. So we will see some shlokas from Bhagavad Gita where Krishna is mentioning how to strike a balance. So this is from chapter 6, verse 17, which is our Dana Yoga chapter. So Krishna says, you can all recite together with me. It's nice and purifying for the heart. Yuktahara viharasya yukta chestasya karmasu yukta swapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. So Krishna says here, he who is regulated in his habits of eating, sleeping, recreation, and work can mitigate all material pains by practicing the yoga system. So this is very, very nice shloka to meditate on, which we should really apply in our real lives, because too much eating or not eating is not good. Like too much sleeping or not sleeping enough. That. And then recreation, Krishna is very nice. He says we have to balance, we have to have the recreation as well and also work. So nicely balancing these things will help us to do our varnashram dharma in a nice way. And also another shloka Krishna talks about is very famous, very, very important shloka, where he advises Arjuna to think of him and fight. So we will chant the shloka as well. तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु मामनुस्मर युध्य च मय्यर्पिता मनो बुद्धिर्मामे वैश्यसि असंशयः. So therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna and at the same time carry out your prescribed duty of fighting. With your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt. So here Krishna is talking Mam Anusmara Yudhyacha. So he's putting that Mam Anusmara in the front of Yudhyacha. So the spiritual part in the front, and then he's telling to do his duty. He didn't say go to Mother Ganges or you go and think of me. Don't you be your duty and think of me, or Himalayas and think of me, saying you have to think of me and also fight. So similarly, we have to take that and try to do both spiritual and material, but keeping spiritual priority, like early in the mornings to do our sadhana and our reading books and everything. So this one, I think most of us here know. Krishna also describes like the two types of activities. One is the constitutional activities and another one is the conditional activities. So this constitutional activities are for our soul, like paradharma. So what to do for now, like everybody here, I'm talking and you're all listening nicely. So this is like we are doing it for our Atma. And this kind of activities will continue even after like our liberation. When we go back to Krishna, we will be doing this activities. So that is constitutional activities for the soul. And the another one is the conditional activities. Again, here we all know we have been given a human body. And because of that, we have to do certain kind of duties according to the body given. So here again, there'll be two categories, which is Varna Dharma and Ashrama Dharma. So Varna Ashrama Dharma, which most of us are familiar. So now we will see some problems like what we face in our daily life in balancing spiritual life and material life. So I've come up with these four aspects like most commonly seen. One of them is for very new beginners to Krishna consciousness, but the other three will be very much applicable for every one of us here. So the first problem we see mostly is transcendental absorption seems hard. So, say for example, either we are in temple or in household or any ashram we are, grahastha ashram, mostly grahastha ashram, we find very difficult because we have so many duties to do, and we don't say for example somebody is a software engineer or someone is like have to go like a civil engineer or some any kind of jobs we can take. So they feel like I don't have enough time to absorb my consciousness for Krishna. I'm engaged in some kind of activities which is not allowing me to think of Krishna constantly. And sometimes as parents, we find so much hectic, like with child minding, cooking, cleaning, doing so many jobs. We don't find that, thing. So that's one problem. And another one is life is seen as separate from service. So this is like, again, when we wake up, most of us will have this routine. I think we wake up, we do our sadhana. So that first 2 hours of the day, we'll up chanting the holy name. We try to remember the Lord. But then after the 2 hours, we just put this chanting bag away, and then we get into our material activities. And then at the end of the day, maybe we'll do like some reading of Srila Prabhupada books or something. But apart from these sadhana times, we don't see like our life is like separate. We are not thinking of Krishna. So that's one thing. And then third one is, this is mostly applicable for new one who has stepped just into Krishna consciousness. They feel like sometimes from family, from colleagues, from friends, from neighbors might say some things which will put a pressure to oppose spiritual life. Oh, why are you not eating onion? Or like, why did you leave meat eating? So those kind of things, pressures. And the most important problem we all face is lack of time. So many people will say, I don't have time to do 1 round or 2 rounds or whatever. So we will just jump into each scenario, like each problem, and we'll try to find out what the solution prescribed, in scriptures, and we can try and apply them in our lives. So for the first problem, the transcendental absorption seems hard. So we have to think of, I have come up with like few things. You also can, be interactive, and you can just help me also out here. So I was coming up with something like, whatever activity we do, we have to offer the results. We should not be attached. That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Whatever we do, you offer it to me. Like it's a very famous shloka in chapter 9, verse 27, if I'm not wrong, after the Patram Pushpam shloka, the next one, Krishna says, Yad karoshi yad asnashi. So whatever you do it as an offering to me. So say if I'm working, I'm working as a software engineer, whatever. Before I sit for my job, like I just pray to Krishna. Okay, I'm doing this job with the mercy of you, and I'll just offer the result of this, whatever I'm doing. I will offer it to you. The salary I'm getting, I will use it in your service. I will buy groceries for cooking for you. I'll buy some nice flowers. I'll buy some nice dresses for you, and I will maintain my family. My family members are also devotees of the Lord, so I'll try to serve them. So in that way, if we connect and dovetail every activity, even when we wake up early in the morning, when we brush our teeth, even that activity we can dovetail as service to Krishna. How? We just say, okay, I'm just brushing my teeth so that it's very clean, and when I go and take darshan of the Lord in front of the deities, it should look nice. And when I speak with another devotee, the breath should smell nice. So that's why I'm doing this. So in that way, if we practice, will come. And another thing we can do is think, as the slide shows, like we can think of Krishna, we can remember Krishna's name, holy name, pastimes, qualities, and Krishna's deity form, beautiful deity form. And while doing our activity, daily activities, it could be cooking or cleaning the bathroom or whatever it is in the side, behind, we can play nice kirtan. If you love kirtan, you can play them, or we can even hear to nice lectures from Maharaj, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada lecture. There are many lectures. So this way our consciousness will be, on Krishna. And also, we should see the material energies, like say, Krishna describes about his material energies in many chapters in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, chapter 10, chapter 15. So in my morning class, also Prabhuji was mentioning about I'm taste, Krishna says, I'm the taste in the water, I'm the strength of the strong. So we have to see all this in connection with Krishna. And even now here, we are all present in this room. My body is warm, the room is warm, the heat in that warmth is Krishna's, the source is Krishna. So that way, if we link everything and connect and practice it that way, we can do it. And again, about practicing, Krishna mentions in chapter 6, verse 35, how to control the mind by practice and detachment. So we have to make sure we are keeping on practicing these things. And once Mahatma Prabhu asked Srila Prabhupada how to think Krishna constantly, and Srila Prabhupada says, constantly you have to depend on the Lord, thinking that, okay, I'm able to do this activity because of the mercy of the Lord. So whatever we do without his mercy or without his sanctioning, we will not be able to do it. So that's the key thing for the transcendental absorption. Seems hard. That's what I came up with. But if anybody has any other ways, you can please raise your hand and share it so that we all can learn together. So anything else anybody want to solution for that problem particularly? Mhm. Uh-huh. Absolutely. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice. Yeah. So that's Prabhuji is talking about early to bed, early to rise. So it's very nice idea that we can implement. And if we can't practice, we all can come to Karuna Bhavan and practice it for 28 days so that we can get used to it. So for this problem, we'll go to lack of time afterwards. So for this particular one, anybody else has any solutions? Mataji, please.
As we, with our activities, we can see that, well, our body belongs to Krishna, so we're keeping it healthy and we're looking after it because it belongs to Krishna. So if we see that our body doesn't belong to us, it belongs to Krishna, so we look after it nicely. So then it becomes that Krishna conscious activity, whatever we're doing.
Amazing. Thank you, Mataji. Amazing point. Yeah. So this body is provided by Krishna for me for some reason. And we have to think, okay, I have to keep my body healthy and I have to serve the lordships and his devotees using this body. Anybody else? No. Okay. So, okay, now we'll move on to the next one. The next problem which we all see is life is seen as separate from service. Sorry. So for this one, again, we are all here in temple, and we have our Prana Prabhuji temple president. So he is taking care of this temple as a service to the Lord, and he's taking this position, and he's nicely doing all his thing to maintain this nicely, and everybody working under him is serving him nicely. So everybody is cooperating. Some devotees are working in the kitchen. Some devotees are doing cleaning seva. Some devotees are nicely tidying up the shoe rack. So everybody is why they are coming and working it is like to do, offer it to the for the pleasure of Lord and to serve Him nicely. So similarly, we also can think like our home is like Krishna's temple, Krishna's palace, and we can see the Prabhujis, like the husbands, as maybe this is mainly for Grahastha ashram. I'm telling like we can see the husband as a head of the family or temple, kind of temple president, and then the wives can be the chief cook or kitchen area, and the children all can nicely engage in service of Lord in whatever capacity they can. No need to force them, but we all like just like how we are all coming here and serving in our family. Also, we can cultivate that culture in a nice way, and also. Srila Prabhupada says it's one of the main duty of the parents is to raise the children in Krishna consciousness. So we have to cultivate it nicely so that the parents first nicely do them, and then the children automatically come and join us, and they will utilize their skills in pleasing Krishna. And also another thing we can think here is like as Mataji mentioned, you have to take care of the body, take care of the family, take care of your dependents, home as a service to Krishna. Okay, say I have 2 children. The has sent these 2 children, and he is maintaining them through me. Like that, we have to see. We shouldn't think, okay, I'm the mother. I can do whatever I want. No, Krishna sent me them, and I'm just an instrument. I'm just a puppet. I'm just acting. I'm just maintaining them through me. So we can also see nice statement from by Prabhupada on in Bhagavad Gita chapter 12 verse 2, purport. A true devotee is constantly engaged. Sometimes he chants, sometimes he hears or reads book about Krishna, or sometimes he cooks prasadam or goes to the marketplace to purchase something for Krishna, or sometimes he washes the temple or the dishes. Whatever he does not let a single moment pass without devoting his activities to Krishna. Such action is in full samadhi. So constantly, that word, the very first line we can see is constantly engaged. So that's very important. That's how can we cultivate that? Again, like we have to, how we come here, we are constantly, engaged in some service or sadhana or something, and we are not doing any, like according to the etiquettes, no prajalpa and things. Similarly, we can cultivate this in our homes and and this one is also very nice, taken from Bhaktivinoda Thakur Sharanagati. Great Acharya Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions this. He was a Grahastha, and he has written this saying, "O Lord, nothing further remains that may be called mine, declaring that my wealth, family members, home, and wife are truly yours. I continue as a mere servant to dutifully protect them. For the purpose of your service, I will earn money and bear the expenses of maintaining your household." So this is very nice poem written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and which is very much applicable for all Grahasthashrams. So that's how we should see. Like we shouldn't think, okay, I'm the owner, I'm this enjoyer. Think. So before we jump into next problem, anybody has any realization or comments how to solve problems seeing life as separate from Krishna? Okay. So the next we will jump is to this is mainly for beginners in Krishna consciousness. Like when we begin our life we will have some opposition like false gurus or somebody like from family. They're trying to still practice Krishna consciousness. So how can we handle this? So first of all, we have to never this practice of Krishna consciousness. When we experience the higher taste, the taste for lower things will automatically go away. That's one way we can handle this pressure. Not force ourselves. We when we slowly come, regularly come to people, take even just prasad and associate with devotees, and just like sing and dance, and this is enough. This continuously, when you do this, you will obtain, or you will get a very high taste. And all these cheap low things, or when somebody is trying to provoke you or try to stop you from practicing Krishna consciousness, your intelligence will help you in a better way. When we read scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, it will also give you nice knowledge, and using the intelligence, you know what is right and what is wrong, and whom you can listen to or not listen to. And another way is to engage yourself in desired activities. So in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 47, Prabhupada writes in the purport, there are three kinds of activities. So one is like our routine activities that we do in daily life. Number two is emergency activities, like if there is some, say for example, today a speaker, somebody like Tanya is not here, you have to go step in or something. So very unusually something happened, then you have to go and help, like emergency work. And the third one is desired activities. So we should try as much as possible to engage ourselves in desired activities, because that will be automatically within us. Like say you are naturally talented, you are skillful, you like something to do, then nobody need to tell you, you will do it on your own. So that kind of activities, when you do it and offer it to the Lord, you have to do it as a service to Krishna or the pleasure of Krishna. If you engage in these kind of activities, it will help you to handle these pressures. And also you have to birds of same feather flock together, we tell this, right? So try to avoid association of somebody who is trying, maybe envious of you or practicing Krishna consciousness, trying to stop. So try to associate with more devotees. Sadhu Sangha will help really a lot. And do it offline or online. Nowadays Zoom is a very technology has improved a lot, so we can engage nicely with devotees. And also sometimes we see like when we in the office or work, they will like the colleagues will call for like a party or a Christmas lunch or something like that, to for drinks or this that. So how can we avoid that? We can be diplomatic, that we can just say, okay, I've got something else, or health reasons I can't come, I'm busy, like that. You can try these things. And also you can try, you must remember that you have to choose an occupation that does not involve sin. Say for example, a software engineer is writing code for slaughterhouse or something like that. We shouldn't get engaged in some sinful for just for earning purposes. We shouldn't be engaged in abominable activities. So for this, I have a quote from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 24.257. The purport is like, the source of income is not actually the source of our maintenance. Every living, from the great Brahma down to an insignificant ant, is maintained the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Eko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman. One here again, we due to pressure from others or something, we shouldn't be be very clear in what kind of occupation we are doing. And Krishna is the maintainer of, Krishna is the Supreme Father, and he takes care of all the children, all of us, all living entities. So that's solutions for the problem of pressure from others, how to handle pressure from others. And we will jump into Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, yes, Prabhu.
Ideal world, but in the Western world, not many occupations can offer, freedom from getting involved in any of these four religious activities. And with families, they can't basically just can expect that Krishna is going to deliver a sack of chapati flour to the door.
Yes, Prabhuji, but if we have, when somebody has studied scriptures or learned full, then they will, if they have the intelligence, Krishna will give that intelligence. If they pray sincerely, okay, please help find a different alternative so I can maintain my livelihood, then definitely Krishna will help. So that's what I think.
Yeah, that's true. If you don't have faith in Krishna, then you just have faith in Krishna.
Yes, when we desire, Krishna Paramatma is watching us, so he will know. So we'll go to the main one of time. I wanted to talk a little bit elaborately. This is the one many people will say, I don't have time to practice Krishna consciousness because I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So many excuses we have. So the pivot of balance is to wake up early in the morning. That's the key, solution for how to balance the lack of time. So as Prabhuji mentioned, like early to bed, early to rise. So that's the main thing we follow. So how to some may ask why should I wake up early in the morning? I can do my rounds, chant my rounds. Even if I wake up late, I can dedicate some 2 hours for that. Why not? Why should I? What's the difference? It's quick. So we have to understand this Brahma Muhurta, the chanting in Brahma Muhurta is very, very nice um, way of pleasing the Lord, and also we can try and get rid of our anarthas, cleansing the heart. So one Muhurat means 48 minutes before sunrise. So 2 Muhurats means 96 minutes before sunrise. So at this time, even demigods like Brahma, Shiva, and they also do the chanting and prayers to Krishna, because in this time, all the three modes are really balanced. So we all would have experienced this when we wake up early in the morning and do our rounds and finish. It's really very satisfying, and we also try and do with more love and affection because it's very nice and calm and no other disturbances and anything. But if we leave even some rounds to later day, we will really struggle here and there when we are doing 2 rounds, 3 rounds. When we get up, tied up with getting kids ready to school, or cooking, or some other sevas come up, we have to put the chanting bag away and then take it later and do. We won't be able to finish it as efficiently or how we do in the early morning, because the modes affect us very much. As the day passes, the mode of goodness, passion, ignorance, and even evening, nighttime, it's really was in tamoguna. So that's why we have to charge ourselves by doing the japa early in the morning, just like how we charge our mobile phones. Wake up in the morning, we do it. Similarly, how to try and do our sadhana first in the morning. And if we can do that and finish the japa, that's the main key thing that will help us to handle this lack of time. When we keep continuously doing and make a habit for 28 days, like Prabhu says, we can achieve that. And another important thing I was thinking is like prioritizing and scheduling. So this is very, very important. So when we look at the 2 glass jars here, the first one is looking, first of all, not looking very nice, because we can see all the small granules gone inside, and then small rocks, and then the big rocks on the top. There is no space literally here. So that's what I think I'm doing. So I'm doing all small things a day, first priorities, putting that in. And then I'm doing my material chores, or maybe, and then the big rocks are the Krishna conscious related activities, like reading books. And so literally there is no space to put it. And then finally feel like I don't have time to japa because I'm doing something else. But if we see the other jar here, the second one, we put Krishna first. So big rocks, we put priority, not Krishna is not an option here. So we give priority to Krishna, we do our sadhana first, and then we do our duties, and then we do the give for little things. So we see more space left there, so that we have even more free time. So because we have prioritized and we have scheduled and we are going according to the schedule. So that way we will find extra time to do even more Krishna conscious activities like reading, association with devotees, and even more chanting if we can. So again, the key thing is for this is to early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy and wise. So that this is how we can do it. Again, how it comes by practice. We have to do it. We have to pray to Krishna. We have to pray to our Guru, and we have to pray to Srila Prabhupada. Even we can pray to Namacharya, Srila Haridas Thakur. Going before hitting the bed, kindly please, if we have the desire, please help me. I have to wake up so that I can nicely please you by chanting the holy name. So, and Krishna will definitely, somebody will wake you in the morning. And today I experienced this in Karuna Bhavan. The birds are really here in our Balarno village, Edinburgh outskirts of Edo. In winter, I have maybe seen around 5 o'clock the birds chirping, and they wake up very nicely before sunrise. But here today morning around 2:15, I heard the birds chirping. So they're very nicely, maybe here they have different feeling, or I don't know, different birds, but they woke up very early. So I was just checking the alarm. Oh, I missed the Manglarati or something, but then I noticed it was 2 o'clock. So it's very nice. Yes, absolutely, Prabhu. So another example is our Acharya, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur daily schedule. So he was also a Grahastha and he was a magistrate. And he usually, he goes to, this was, I want to read full schedule, big short of time. So he not goes to bed, like take rest from 7 o'clock till 8 o'clock. And, sorry, 10 o'clock. Then what he does is he's spending most of time from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. and then he's chanting his rounds. And then he goes to the court to solve the cases, and he resolves the cases so quickly. He doesn't take much time, and he resolves it in a way both parties are happy, no problem. So that's the Krishna is empowering him, and he's such a nice, great Acharya. So we see this, he's very efficient. Britishers were really impressed by his work, and when he was about to leave from the court to the house, like it takes, like commuting time is very much. So the Britishers put a special railway track for Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, so that he can commute easily. So that's how he was having like nice spiritual work family balance. So we must also try and follow the path of great acharyas and have a proper evening morning routine. That's really good. It will help us. If you fail, that's the English saying, right? If you plan, you plan to fail. So very important. And last part of the slide is the talk about smart and health. Health is very important. Our body health, we have to take care of our health very nicely. So Srila Prabhupada in one of the disciples has mentioned in his Leela Amrita, like saying this is 3 and then come eating. So why if we don't focus on our health, we won't be able to do our sadhana and actually for the pleasure of Lord and His devotees. Srila Prabhupada also paid very careful attention to his health based on Ayurvedic principle. He used to take massage, and he was very much cautious how much he's eating, when he is eating, etc. And he did not only take care of his health, he was also very much care about his health. There are a number of instances, or we can quote, like one Mata was carrying and offered a glass of to her, and then he commanded the temple, one person to this Mata every day milk, she needs milk. Likewise, and also we all know about, I think, Giriraj Maharaj. He was Giriraj Prabhu, when he was working under Srila Prabhupada. And he came from his house, and his parents were really worried, and they wanted to stop him, not go get into Krishna consciousness. And he was from a rich family. His father was very rich, and he said, "I will give you a blank check." He said to Prabhupada saying, "I'll give you a blank check. Please give my son back." And Srila Prabhupada said, "I will give you a blank check, but you let him free." Act on his desires, according to his desires, so that he was respecting and giving him freedom to act, like freedom of decision. So the parents actually, what they did was they took Giriraj Prabhu back, and they went and saw some psychiatrist or somebody, and I think the Giriraj Prabhu was talking about Krishna consciousness, like for so many hours. And then the psychiatrist was like, "Okay, if next half an hour I with him, I will break my hands." So he's when his parents went away, and then the parent again, Giriraj Prabhu came back to Srila Prabhupada, and then the parents were really worried, and particularly his mother. She was coming and telling Prabhupada, "Okay, I used to give my son every day so much amount of protein. I don't know whether he will be having that and all." And then Srila Prabhupada assured she did not neglect Giriraj's mother's concern. He just and make sure I will give him 400 grams of protein every day. So don't worry. So that's how as a sweet Prabhupada is. So he took care of the disciples. Us. So it's all important for all of us, like eating the right time, right amount, not eating too much, not eating too less, drink plenty of water, keep ourselves hydrated, and as Mataji mentioned, use this body as in the service of Krishna according to our skills and capacity. So to summarize, I'll just have this slide here, which even no need to think of balancing spiritual and material life. So this quote from Romapada Swami says, "We not try to strike balance between spiritual and material life, rather we should spiritualize everything and see all in relation to now." So there's no need balance. Whatever we do, if we keep Krishna in the center, Krishna as priority and not Krishna as an option, then our lives will be blissful, and one day we will go back to Godhead. So that's the end of the presentation. So any comments, any realizations, any questions? Okay, time for Prashad, I think. Thank you very much for your patience and listening. Shishi Kodanita Mahapusa Shiki, Jai Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Gaur Premanandi.
Her Grace. Yeah. So, half 1 to 3 o'clock.